ABC Action News starts right now with breaking news.
And we begin here tonight with two very active situations playing out as we speak. A missing child in Valrico and a shooting in St. Petersburg. Action Air 1 flying above both of those scenes. But first, let's get you up to date on the search for this little girl. An Amber Alert has officially now been issued. You just got it on your phone. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office telling us that this girl was inside an SUV and that SUV was stolen in Valrico this afternoon while she was sitting inside. Her name is Tinley Sage West. She's 1 year old and she was wearing a yellow shirt with a white rainbow, tan pants with rainbows, and one sandal. Now, this is the car that officials are looking for. It's a silver 2018 Volkswagen SUV. It was last seen on Green Valley Street. That's a residential neighborhood in Valrico. Now, the SUV has a Florida plate on it. It reads WB5. Or rather WBR 587. WBR 587. Again, it was stolen from Valrico and has that 1 year old baby girl inside the car. Now, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office also just releasing this video of a man walking. They're trying to identify this man because he may have information. So again, if you know who this man may be, he's walking across your screen right now. Or if you've seen that silver Volkswagen SUV, go ahead and call the Sheriff's Office immediately. Will keep you up to date on that. And we're still working to get more information on the other breaking news situation that's happening in St. Petersburg here. They tell us that at least one person has been shot in the 2900 block of Emerson Avenue South. The public is being asked to avoid that area of St. Petersburg. 5th Avenue South is closed right now, and so is 31st Street. We'll let you know as soon as we have an update. As we move on next here tonight to an I-Team investigation, a pandemic loophole netting millions of dollars to fraudsters, and they're using the elderly as a front to rob from taxpayers. The I-Team's Katie Legrone tonight speaking with a federal agent now on this case. It exposes why victims never knew they were being exploited until they and the rest of us were already paying for it.
I don't know what this is. Is this a knee?
Yes, that's a knee.
Anna Adams shows us the loot she was shipped last year.
I kept telling these people that kept calling me that I did not need braces and I did not need a back brace or a knee brace or anything at all.
It prompted her to call authorities.
I'm just reporting that it's fraud, that I did not order them.
At 90 years old, Adams is one of millions of American seniors who each year are shipped durable medical equipment, including braces they don't need or want. And this DME is used by thieves to cash in on hundreds of millions of dollars in fraudulent Medicare claims.
What is this?
But since the pandemic, this brace scam has loosened up, bringing back what federal agents haven't seen in years.
No storefront.
No product.
No product.
doctor.
The patient has never heard of the DME company, and the patient never received anything.
Federal agent Ryan Lynch leads the Medicare fraud strike force team on Florida's West Coast.
So what are they getting? Just a phone call?
Nothing.
Back in March, when the feds declared a state of emergency over the COVID-19 pandemic, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services temporarily halted mandatory on-site visits to newly established durable medical equipment companies. Lynch says that was the welcome mat to an age-old scheme.
What they did was open up their DME companies, get certified, no site visit because of the pandemic, and then immediately bill huge amounts in the millions in just 4 to 6 weeks.
To date, the feds have identified at least a handful of fictitious medical equipment companies that opened and shut within 2 months, all in Florida, specifically Fort Myers. At least 2 of the companies, Lynch says, even applied for PPP loans. While the company shut down before any PPP cash could be sent, Lynch says they had already made out like bandits.
In a span of time of 6 to 8 weeks, they're billing in Medicare and they're making upwards of $3 million in 2 months. That's how fast.
In August, the feds ended that temporary halt to on-site visits, leaving any new medical equipment company to once again be visited by the feds.
Was this narrow window of opportunity something that only a few people capitalized upon? Time will tell.
Suspension sleeve.
Meantime, Miss Adams plans to donate her box of unwanted braces.
Who are you?
Jay Todger,
Jay.
I helped you with your case.
On the day we visited, she met the local guy who is helping the feds build a case that continues to prey on seniors.
What do you think this box is worth?
$1,600
$1,600?
to $2,000. Yeah, that's what they would bill Medicare.
At the expense of all of us.
The big takeaway, healthcare fraud hasn't ended with this pandemic, and in some cases, it's gotten even worse. So a reminder, never give out personal information. Check your Medicare benefits summary. And if you happen to receive equipment you didn't order and didn't want, make sure you report it. We have details how on our website. Katie LaGrone, back to you.
Also happening here tonight, Lake Wales Police could now be the first agency in Polk County to use body cameras. ABC Action News reporter Rebecca Petit digs into why city commissioners are now considering this idea.
In a meeting tonight, the Lake Wales City Commission will consider implementing the use of body cameras on its police officers.
To protect our citizens and our police officers, I think that a body camera would be great.
Commissioner Terry Howell, who represents the northwest section of Lake Wales, a predominantly black area, says there have been several complaints from residents of unfair treatment by police.
Do they think that it's all the policemen? No, ma'am. But they could identify the policemen that continuously do the same things over and over and over again.
The commission will vote on a free 90-day trial or a 5-year system, which includes 8 cameras with a price tag of nearly $75,000. The Lake Wales Police Department employs 44 officers. If approved, it would be the first agency in Polk County to use body cameras. Howell believes this would help with transparency and build trust between the community and police.
Our policy should be that if you have it on and you're with any citizens, it should be rolling. It should be taping. It should never be turned off or anything, because we want the whole story. Because I don't think we're getting the whole story every time.
In Lake Wales, Rebecca Petit, ABC Action News.
All right, weather time and a lot to talk about here. Dennis, we are the envy of the country today, unless you fly out to Hawaii. I know we're about to get a cool down, but nothing like what they're dealing with in Texas and other places.
It was crazy, Paul, because this morning there were teens in the Panhandle and 80s in South Florida at the same time. So, I mean, just insanity across the entire country with temperatures as cold as they've been in some cases close to 100 years. Now, for us, we definitely cooled down behind our front. Luckily, we had no reports of severe weather last night, but boy, what a lightning show, right? Ton of lightning out there, gusty winds, some heavy rains, and that was the cold front, bringing us down right now into the 50s in our northern counties, 60s to near 70 elsewhere. That front has now stalled out in South Florida, and it will be back tomorrow as a warm front, and temperatures will start to climb starting tomorrow afternoon, back up into the 80s, if you can believe it. So this was a one and done cool down. Temperatures tomorrow morning, mostly in the 50s. Really nice start to your day, actually. Mid to upper 40s in our northern counties. South of I-4, warmer, closer to 60, and that is certainly a sign of things to come. So tonight, skies remain partly cloudy. We've got another front, another chance of rain, and big changes for the weekend. I'll have all that for you coming up in a few minutes.
Never a dull moment, Dennis. Thank you. New at 5:30, vote by mail restrictions inching closer today to becoming a reality. In a split decision, Florida lawmakers advancing a bill that would make it harder to obtain absentee ballots for future elections. Capitol reporter Forrest Saunders in Tallahassee with the update.
An unprecedented number of Floridians voted by mail in 2020 without widespread fraud or issue. Florida's governor even boasting about it the next day.
The way Florida did it, I think inspires confidence. I think that's how elections should be run.
Even so, lawmakers are looking to change the rules, making it more difficult to get hands on absentee ballots.
The thing that I'm after is easy to vote, hard to cheat, and integrity with our ballots.
Senator Dennis Baxley is sponsoring SB 90. It requires Floridians to request mail ballots ahead of every election cycle instead of every 2.
When you start mailing ballots out, then you've got to be more cautious. It just bears us well to protect the integrity of that voter file.
Election supervisors have concerns. The change, the state association says, could mean more work and money to notify voters.
The costs for that outreach are where the rubber is going to meet the road.
And Democrats worry the policy will disenfranchise. The party had a high absentee turnout in 2020. Passage could cut the margin, forcing mail-in voters to reapply ahead of 2022.
I would hope that those partisan inclinations aren't the overarching reason and thrust behind this bill, but we'll wait till we see it.
At the Capitol, Forrest Saunders, ABC Action News.
Coming up next here tonight, a chance for teenagers entering the workforce to learn some new skills. We're going to show you the youth training program and how it opens doors to different careers. And before we head to break, another live look at a very active neighborhood in Valrico tonight where an SUV was stolen with a 1-year-old baby girl inside of it at the time. We've got a picture of the child and the SUV that authorities are looking for right now when we come back. All right, if you're just joining us right now, we are following this breaking news, a frantic search for this little girl. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office telling us that this baby was inside a car that was stolen in Valrico this afternoon. Her name is Tinley Sage West. She is 1 year old. She was wearing a yellow shirt with a white rainbow, tan pants with rainbows, and one sandal at the time. This is the SUV that authorities are looking for. It's a silver 2018 Volkswagen SUV. It was last seen on Green Valley Street. That's in a residential neighborhood in Valrico. The SUV has a Florida plate. Here's the tag number, WBR 587. WBR 587. We're told Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister is about to give an update to the media. And as soon as he begins, we will bring that update to you live. So perhaps some new information about to come our way. Meanwhile, getting started in a career can be about as much as who you know than what you know. In our special ongoing Rebound Tampa Bay series, Michael Paluska shows us a first-of-its-kind workforce development program designed to help young workers land new jobs.
If you're 16 to 24 years old, this unique program is for you. It's free training and certifications in some of the most high-demand industries in our area.
Looking at the job market right now, jobs are needed in the trades industry, and that's something that we're seeing a loss in.
Sarah Combs is the CEO of the University Area Community Development Corporation. Combs says jobs are out there and they want to empower teens and adults in their early 20s to get them.
It's a great entry level into a good paying position, and I think that's the key.
Applicants can get training and certifications in different fields: carpentry, masonry, electricity, HVAC, and plumbing. Once you complete the training, Combs says applicants will be given the opportunity to be placed in a job as a worker or apprentice, learning the ins and outs of industries to possibly work for a major company or to aspire to work for themselves.
I think it's so important to show, our youth that there's different opportunities for employment. It doesn't have to be something, college bound for everyone, because that's not always the case.
The best part? There is no cost for the training, and if you don't have a car, they'll also provide transportation. With COVID-19 protocols still in place, you can do the training online or in person.
Some of our youth don't think that they do have a future, that can have a high living wage. And so being able to show them that there is an opportunity to be able to do something, in the industry that pays well, and that they can, something also that they can create their own business out of.
In Tampa, Michael Paluska, ABC Action News.
How you doing, everybody? I do want to let you know that if we do jump into the press conference when the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office gets going, we will immediately jump in the middle of the weather. You will not miss any of it. Looking outside, there's a look at the mainsail. A lot of clouds out there, kind of choppy offshore, but the rains and the storms of last night, long gone. We had vivid lightning out there last night. Very heavy rain, some gusty winds, but luckily no reports of severe weather. And that front continues to move down south. Now, on the flip side, it is going to do a reversal and come right back north into our area by tomorrow as a warm front. In other words, warmer temperatures from the south will move right back into us. So if you like today's cooler temperatures, you've got it today, tonight, and first thing tomorrow morning. And then the warmth continues to spread northwards, as does the humidity, and eventually the chance of a couple of showers as well. Mostly cloudy and 63 degrees right now. Northwest winds at 10 miles an hour. there's your satellite picture. Things have quieted down. Today was just a crazy day in terms of temperatures. This morning, it was in the teens in Pensacola and up near 80 in Miami at the same time. So obviously up in the Panhandle, they're feeling the effects of all that cold air more so than we did here. We still had our cool down, and as I mentioned, that's not going to last longer. Here's why. The front that brought us our cooler air, it's a cold front, right? And that cold air is moving from north to south. Well, it stalled out down to our south. Tomorrow, it does a 180 and returns back north. And when it does it, it's going to bring warm air along with it. So the humidity increases tomorrow, the temperatures increase big time, and a chance of a few showers as we're back into that muggy air. And that's going to be around on Thursday as well, as we'll be in the mid to upper 80s with a chance of a few widely scattered interior showers on Thursday. But our next front, it's a cold front. It's hard to keep up with this. By Friday, that front right there, that brings us, one, the chance of some more rain, some thunderstorms, maybe a couple of stronger storms on Friday, and back behind it just in time for the weekend, sunshine and much cooler air. Highs back in the low 60s on Saturday. So first thing tomorrow morning, north of I-4, 50s, low humidity. South of I-4, mid-60s. You start to notice the humidity increase later in the morning. And boy, look at the afternoon temperatures. Mid-80s from Lakeland down towards Zolfo Springs, Arcadia, Sebring, Mayaca City. Warmer inland, cooler along the coast with that cooler water. And then on Thursday morning, everybody starts the day around 70 degrees. And then we warm back up well into the 80s. Even in Citrus County, 87 Inverness on Thursday, 85 Brooksville. But that colder weather returns on Saturday with a high in the low to mid 60s. So we're going to be all over the place. Looking ahead to next week, though, pretty confident we are going to start to warm up and stay warm for the rest of next week. Right now, temperatures, obviously some of the coldest air in decades across the plains, and low pressure developing again. More ice, more snow, more sleet for parts of the deep south and the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic. For the boaters, east winds at 5 to 10 knots tomorrow. Light chop on the bay. There are your tides. Your sunrise 7:06, sunset 6:23. Hour by hour tonight, partly cloudy. Pretty nice start to your day on Wednesday with temperatures warming up into anywhere from the low to mid 60s to start the day, in the mid 70s later on in the day. Florida's most accurate 7-day forecast. 76, more humidity in the afternoon on Wednesday, 82 on Thursday. Rain chances return pretty high Wednesday, or rather Friday afternoon into Friday night. That's with our front. Sunny and much cooler weather returning by Saturday.
Dennis, thank you. Coming up next, how a local author is hoping to connect with community members with his new book by drawing from his own childhood, dealing with homelessness and prejudice. Next. All right, we've got an update just in on that major breaking news. We're just getting word that an Amber Alert out of Hillsborough County has now been canceled. And according to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, 1-year-old Tinley West is safe. The baby that was inside that stolen car has been found. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is still supposed to be giving us a press conference shortly. We'll bring it to you live as soon as it starts. But again, we just got new information on that situation. Apparently, the baby girl is safe. Now to this situation, a deadly shooting in St. Petersburg. The police chief there telling us minutes ago 3 people were found dead inside a home on the 2900 block of Emerson Avenue South. We're told a 2-year-old officer found inside the home was okay. Officers found a 2-year-old inside the home, and that 2-year-old was okay. Police say that they arrested the suspect who reportedly knew the victims. Now let's go live to Sheriff Chad Chronister, who's giving us the update about the baby that was found inside that stolen car.
I couldn't be happier or more grateful to stand in front of all of you right now and tell you that we just recovered the car with Tinley West, 13-month-old Tinley West inside, unharmed. The mom is on her way now to anxiously take custody of her young baby. Quick update, around 3 o'clock this evening, we got a phone call of a stolen car that where the 13-month-old was sleeping in the back of the car. The baby's mom was here helping her mother-in-law unload some things from the car, and in less than a minute, and that's all it takes is less than a minute, because she didn't want to wake up the baby and remove her from the car. Someone took advantage and jumped in this car and stole this car with the baby inside. Again, I say I couldn't be more grateful, because I couldn't be more thankful to God. I couldn't be more grateful to each and every one of you that helped us get this information out quickly, the vehicle information. It's because of the diligent work and the caring community that we have that this baby's safe right now and been reunited with her mother. Our deputies did a great job. They immediately set up grid searches, started taking grid searches, searching parking lots, and they were able to locate this car abandoned where the suspect had fled from at the St. Andrew's Methodist Church at Bryan Road and Bloomingdale Avenue. Now, with the baby being safely returned to her mother, obviously, as law enforcement, our work just begins. We'll begin processing the scene. We do have video that we'll be getting out if it hasn't been released to you guys already. Video of a black male suspect that was seen in the neighborhood, was seen moments prior to stealing this car with the baby inside, asking passerbys for a ride. No coincidence there. This black male suspect is the same suspect in description that they observed fleeing from the car from witnesses that were seen there. So our work just begins. We have K9 that has been around the perimeter of the car, seeing if we could get a track from there. But again, with the help of the media and the help with this caring Tampa Bay community, we'll get that video out. And all I can tell that young man is thank you. At the same time, there's still a price to pay for your actions, and I would encourage you to turn yourself in, because as you've seen the great work by our deputies in recovering this baby in this car, they're going to be just as diligent to track you down and make sure that you're put behind bars and that you answer for the trauma that you caused this young family tonight.
All right, quick turnaround there for the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. The big headline, of course, they found that one-year-old baby safe. The baby was inside a car, an SUV that had been stolen in Valrico. Not only did they locate the baby safe, they also found the car. Now they're searching for the suspect. We've got all the latest information coming your way next on ABC Action News at 6. Also still ahead, we know Gasparilla parades are now canceled, but all new at 6. We're checking in today with local charities who rely on that big pirate party every year, how this is now going to impact them.